So we are transitioning the business and winding down the citrus operations that we've conducted for decades to convert Alico into more of a diversified real estate company.
Hello from the Nasdaq MarketSite. I'm Jarrett Banks, editor of IPO Edge. Joining me is John Kiernan, the president and CEO of Alico. John, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Great. Give us a high-level overview of what Alico does.
So Alico is publicly traded, Nasdaq listed since 1960, 125-year-old agribusiness located all throughout the state of Florida. We own and operate about 51,000 acres of land in about 31 different locations.
Now, you've just announced a major pivot. What can you tell us about that?
So we are transitioning the business and winding down the citrus operations that we've conducted for decades to convert Alico into more of a diversified real estate company. And that entailed really conducting a high-level, very deep, detailed set of analyses to determine what the highest and best use is for every acre, and then executing our strategy to basically realize that value for our shareholders.
Okay, so you are winding down the agricultural portfolio, is that right?
We have. Alico, up through this season, was probably the largest citrus grower in the United States. And due to disease and some weather-related events over the past several seasons, it was no longer economically viable for us to continue our citrus operations. We were losing money. So instead, we've transitioned the business. We've wound down our citrus operations. We'll conduct a little bit of citrus next year on about 3,500 of those acres ourselves, and we'll lease out another 5,000 plus acres to other citrus operators that are able to do this on a smaller scale. But the rest of our business will really be tied to lease holdings. So we'll be leasing some of our land out to other growers for vegetables, fruits, sod, sugar, things like that. And a quarter of our land we're going to be repurposing, going through the entitlement process, which is rezoning, to basically turn it into more diversified real estate assets.
Okay, now you mentioned the real estate assets. What can you tell us about the Corkscrew Grove villages? So
Corkscrew Grove is a property that we have in Collier County, which is in southwest Florida. It's about 4,600 acres, and it is the largest real estate activity that we're involved in today. We've been at it for a couple of years now, but we've just filed at the local level at the county, at the state level with the water control districts, and at the federal level with the Army Corps of Engineers to basically rezone this from what's been traditionally agriculture into what would be permitted to basically build a master plan community. We think ultimately these two villages, the East Village and the West Village, will have a whole bunch of commercial space, and more importantly, it'll have up to probably 9,000 houses, but all different ranges of those kind of homes for all different types of people to be able to live there, from essential workers all the way up to retirees. This is clearly the largest property that we have, and it's in a high-profile area down in Collier County, and we're very, very excited about it. But we've got three other properties that are going through this entitlement process at the same time. We've got a property up in Polk County, one other property that's up in Highlands County, and we've got a fourth property that's over in Hendry County. We're equally excited about those properties as well. We've got a number of other acres, another 7,000 acres, that we basically know is going to have some purpose for real estate, but we haven't started any of those property entitlement projects just yet. The reason we feel pretty excited about this transition, this wind down of our citrus operations, is we believe that the value of the land that we own, the 51,000 plus acres, is somewhere between $650 million and $750 million. And right now, our company is only trading for about $235 million. So this is an opportunity for us as the management team to unlock that value and help return it to our shareholders.
Great. Tell us a little bit more about how you monetize these strategic assets.
Well, there's a number of different activities that we can do. The first step clearly is on the diversified real estate side is you need to entitle the property. and it's a very detailed process. It takes a lot of kind of effort, a lot of experts come in, and it takes many, many years. So over the next several years, we think we should be able to complete that process on the large project at the East Corkscrew Village Grove that we had discussed a minute or two ago. And at that time, I think Alico is going to face three options. One, once it is fully permitted, we could bring in experts and we can build ourselves. I think the second option is we could basically partner with some home builders to basically build it in conjunction with them and some sort of partnership arrangement. And lastly, once it's fully permitted, we potentially could have the option to sell it outright. In all three of those scenarios, our shareholders should be enriched because we intend hopefully to be able to return that capital to shareholders.
All right, now you just announced some results here in the last week or so. What can you tell us about that?
So we've been pleased that the transition has actually gone very, very well, but it's a little bit ahead of schedule. So we were satisfied with the last harvest that we had, just completed this past month. So we've made a forecast that Alico thinks that we can do, from a guidance perspective, about $20 million worth of EBITDA this year. We expect that we will sell at least $20 million worth of land to third parties. And again, this will be agricultural land that they'll be able to use for their own purposes, with the potential for another $30 million on top of that. But that supports just the $20 million that I've spoken of. A cash forecast for at least $25 million of cash at the end of this fiscal year, which will end in September. That balance should cover at least a couple years past that of just operating expenses. So it takes all the questions about potential financial viability off the table and shows that we've got ample liquidity. We also have great credit relations with MetLife, who is our lender, and they've basically provided us with a revolving line of credit, which goes out for 10 years, and we've got some great covenants in there, and we've got basically just a minimum balance we forecast at the end of this fiscal year of only $2.5 million on that. So we've been de-levering over the past year.
All right, great. Last question. What are you most excited about for the rest of the year?
Just continuing to make progress and executing on this vision. I think we did a great job of really digging into the details, thinking about a lot of contingencies, and then just getting out there and executing on behalf of our shareholders.
Okay, we'll leave it there. This has been John Kiernan, the President and CEO of Alico. I'm Jarrett Banks, signing off from the Nasdaq MarketSite.